So mobile payments are not meeting expectations in many areas of the world, but that is not the case here. Mobile payments are taking off in leaps and bounds. Unfortunately, so is mobile fraud. RSA estimates that mobile fraud coming from mobile was 10% in 2013. That rose to 50% in 2015. Your mobile users need mobile security, and that includes secure authentication. I'm here today to offer you an alternative to passwords, which are just miserable on mobile devices, with Eyeprint ID. This is an eye-based mobile biometric software, and I have two goals for you today. I want to show you how easy it is, and I want to show you how difficult it is to spoof or to fake. So the first thing that we're going to do is show you a quick authentication. Eyeprint ID is currently in 50 financial institutions. This is one example of what Tangerine Bank is doing in Canada. I've already enrolled in this application. You enroll once, and then whenever you want to go into the application, you simply look at your phone, and my hands are shaking. But it logged me in anyway. So that was pretty quick. So what happened there? Eyeprint ID uses the existing smartphone camera to look at the veins that are visible in the whites of your eyes, as well as other eye-based microfeatures. We call this the Eyeprint. It is very complex, it is very unique to each individual, and it is stable over time. That was one example of how you can use Eyeprint ID for password replacement for consumer mobile banking. You can also use it for password replacement for commercial mobile banking, which is what Wells Fargo is doing. Another use case would be for a payment authentication. So let's say you have a mobile user and they're shopping online. They want to buy something. Now, this particular jacket is $430 US, so not particularly cheap. So when they go to purchase, they're asked to do an authentication at that time. Now, you may be wondering at this point, there are lots of biometrics out there, right? There's fingerprint, voice, face. Why Eyeprint ID? Let me talk about iris first. Iris is an excellent biometric with lots of rich data. The downside is iris needs infrared light to read those data patterns. And the majority of your customers do not have devices with infrared cameras in them today. You would ideally, I assume, like a solution that you can offer to the majority of your customers. So let's talk about fingerprint next, because more of your customers do have access to fingerprint sensors. But not all of them do. There's still a very large portion of your customers that don't have a fingerprint sensor on their phone. In addition, some of those fingerprint users like choice. And then another factor would be Eyeprint ID adds a level of security. So you have some users that are actually choosing today to log into their phone with their thumbprint, and rather than use that same thumbprint to log into their mobile banking or payment application, they're using Eyeprint ID. Let's talk very quickly about voice. Voice is really good if you're already talking. So if your customers are calling into the call center, that's great. Use voice authentication. We find that customers are not typically talking to their mobile application. And we also find that they typically don't want to talk to their mobile application. We think the biometric should fit the use case and that it should not disrupt the user's regular flow of behavior. Last, let's talk about face really quick. The face user experience is good. It's very similar to Eyeprint ID. You look at your phone, it logs you in pretty quickly. The key difference is that by being based on the eye, Eyeprint ID has a far richer, more complex, and detailed data set that it uses. And that has two implications. One, it is very, very accurate. And two, it is very difficult to spoof or fake. Now, before I get into spoof detection, I'm really excited today to be able to show you how Alipay is using Eyeprint ID. And that's I have my colleague here, Taoye from Alipay. We've not been able to show this before, so you guys are special. You're seeing this for the first time. So I'm going to ask Taoye to log into her, get into her Alipay account, and she's going to have to log out first so that we can actually see a login. And then she's going to log back in. And that's what she's doing now. And that was very quick. But hopefully you saw that there was a circle around her face and a circle around her eye. Alipay has chosen to integrate Eyeprint ID into their existing face recognition software. This significantly strengthens the security of the biometric process, and it has the additional benefit of not requiring the users anymore to blink for spoof detection, which conveniently leads us to our last demonstration. So spoof detection is really important these days. Spoof detection, to be clear, is technology that is able to determine if it's a genuine person, the genuine user trying to log in, or a fake representation of that person. As more people use biometrics, more criminals are going to try to hack biometrics. So as biometric vendors, we need to stay ahead of that. EyeVerify has been focused in the last year intensely on spoof detection, and we've rolled out Eyeprint ID 3.0 with advanced spoof detection. Now, I'm going to show you next an attempt to spoof using a video. We did this at Finovate Fall with a photo. So a video would be the next level of sophistication when it comes to a spoof attack for an image-based biometric. So I'm going to hit login, and I'm going to hit my video. And you can see I'm blinking in my video. And it's looking, and it's not verified, which is what we want. We have significantly increased the number of algorithms that we use to detect spoofs, the number of things that we look at. We look at dynamic things, we look at static things, and more importantly, we've created a spoof detection decision engine that merges or fuses all of those algorithms together. So each algorithm might be strong by itself, but when you look at them all together, you're making sure that they match, that everything is consistent, and that makes it very, very strong. That's what we have for you today. You can go to the App Store, the Apple App Store, to download a demo of Eyeprint ID 3.0 with advanced spoof detection. You can download Eyeprint ID demo from Google Play, but please note that does not have the advanced spoof detection in it just yet. And I welcome you to stop by our networking table to discuss how you can use Eyeprint ID to secure your mobile customers. Thank you.